Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. It's your boy, the Hungry Hornet, and today we're coming to you live and in living colour from Exeter City. And I thought it'd be a really good and interesting video to make a video on commuting / travelling on a motorbike in a busy city. Now obviously Exeter City isn't the most busiest city in the world. Riding a bike in a city can be a bit scary, so it's knowing what to look out for. So we'll start with the first and most obvious one. These two fellas here. Cyclists, yes. Cyclists are very prevalent in the city. They like to cycle, especially when it's a nice little day like this. They'll get on their little bicycle and they'll go out on a cycle. You don't begrudge a cyclist, yeah? A cyclist is a brother at the end of the day. A cyclist just like you, exposed and, you know, fragile. Obviously, you know, they're not as fast as you, and they tend to not really follow the rules as much as you might, like just now where they just start going wide even though they can see there's motorcyclists there. So you've got to be very keen on your hazard perception when you're riding around in a nice big busy city, you know, like Exeter, or you know, like Plymouth, Newcastle, Manny on the map, all that shit. We're not riding through the city centre today, but we're just doing a little bit of urban commuting. Yeah. Another thing you got to look out for in cities is speed cameras. They are everywhere, and they are there to catch you doing 32 in a 30, and they're also there to catch you doing 24 in a 20. It's very easy to do. Look at the absolute carnage that we got here. What's going on here? Obviously I believe there's some distress on the tracks by the looks of it. That's a little train crossing, so you know, stuff like that happens sometimes. Exeter St David station, very busy station. There could be some leaves on the track and you know, that could delay trains, and it could also mean that the barriers go down a bit too soon. So there you go. Anyway, I'm a train nerd. I quite like a train. But anyway, yeah. So riding around in the city, as you can see, lots and lots of traffic. Traffic is an interesting thing in the city. It's something you've got to look out for and make sure that your positioning is good, so people like that won't pull out on you. So talking about speed cameras, they usually tend to be everywhere in the city, and they tend to be in areas where people like to give it a little bit of whoop. But the truth is, it's bad. Don't do it. Do not give it the whoop. It's not nice, okay? It's not nice. Another thing to look out for when city commuting is manhole covers. There's loads of them. Now in icy conditions, you're going to get a little bit of slippage on your bike, and the road surfaces don't tend to be the best in cities, so just be careful. Parked up cars everywhere. Cars are always parked up, but they're not always empty. Sometimes they've got people in it, and sometimes they open their doors and don't pay attention. So bear that in mind. That comes to my next point about city commuting and city riding, is look out at your junctions and look out for impatient drivers and riders, because you'll get a lot of Deliveroo people in a city. Deliveroo riders are some of the worst riders that exist. They have no concept of roadcraft, safety, motorcycle etiquette, nothing. They'll just try and mow you down. They're obviously on the clock, they're trying to get food, and they're just too busy. You know, you won't get a motorcycle nod off a Deliveroo. Another thing is filtering. People don't like it, but it's a necessity in a city, or else you're going to get done. You're going to get done by the junction box, which they have cameras on all the time. So filtering in a city means that you need to be prepared that people will do silly stuff like that and like that. You've got to keep your wits about you. It's all about confidence in a city. Cities can be a little bit difficult for motorcyclists, but you've got to get out of traffic. So you've got to be aggressive with your road positioning on a city. Don't let these clowns try and clown you out. But be wary of your junctions and be wary of where you're positioning yourself. Obviously you don't want to break the rules, being courteous to other drivers. There's a lot of congestion that can happen in cities, and people can be quite impatient, but part of the reason that you want to be quite heavy on your filtering in a city is because you don't want to be part of the problem. You know, cars are already stuck where they are and they don't like it, so you know, don't be part of that problem. Get out of their way, get yourself to safety, but also give them some space, bruv. So yeah, make sure you commit to your overtakes / your filtering, but do it in a respectful way. Obviously I tend to not, and I think it's a good idea not to do a filter through corners and stuff like that, because it can cause issues, and also don't overtake someone on a second lane just to gain a position. And slingshot methods, I think that's a bit naughty, to be fair. Another thing to look at is pedestrians. Pedestrians are everywhere in the city and you do not want to knock them down, so keep an eye out on your pedestrians and keep your wits about you. To summarise this video, riding in the city is all about confidence and strict roadcraft, so you want to always be looking at your mirrors. If you like this video, let me know, give me a comment, give me a like, give me a subscribe. Let me know what you think about riding in the city and what advice you have. But to summarise very quickly, it is literally just making sure you keep your wits about you, making sure you keep a stern bit of roadcraft, and making sure that you are following all the strict rules, following speed limits, and getting yourself out of hazardous situations. Until the next time, I've been the Hungry Hornet, you've been incredible. Peace.